Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Patete B in English would believe. Patete B in English would believe. So you're welcome to my channel. So guys, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos. Thank you. So today I will be starting the lesson on chapter 3, which is nearly the prescription sign. And the prescription sign, we have three signals that make up this prescription sign. So one, segnale di precedenza, segnale di divieto, and segnale di obbligo. So these three signs, they are the signals that make up segnale di prescrizione. So segnale di precedenza, which is sign of right of way, segnale di divieto, which is prohibition sign, while segnale di obbligo, which is obligation sign. So these three signals, they make up the segnale di prescrizione. Then this signal, they can still attach integration panels to this signal. They can still attach integration panels to this signal that shows where it starts and where it ends. So then l'ordine di priorità di importanza della prescrizione è the sequence. So the order of priority of importance of the prescription is as follows. So how the rules and regulation and the order of the rules of the road of the circulation follows now be this. So number one, segnale dell'agente di traffico is the superior sign of the whole sign. When you talk about on the circulation, the superior sign among all the sign, the highest sign for the road is the sign of the traffic agent. Segnale dell'agente, the traffic agent, which is the police, followed by segnalazione di semafori. So the second powerful signal is the traffic light. Then they come bracket eccetto il giallo lampeggiante. So if the traffic light is of a yellow flashing light, that means the traffic light is not good, is good as useless. So if the traffic light has yellow flashing light, that means the traffic light is not functioning. It's not functioning. So for that very reason, you have to look to the signal. Then segnale verticale. So the vertical sign, the road sign, which is the normal sign they stand on the road. Just like, for example, this one, this sign, this one that you are seeing here that is being stand here. This one, they are the vertical signal, the one that stand. Then segnale orizzontale, the horizontal sign, which is the continuous line on the middle of the on the discontinuous line or the side lines. So all these are the segnale orizzontale. So all these are the signs of the road. So so we will take them one after another. We'll take them one after another. So if you look the three signs that make up the prescription sign, segnale di precedenza, which is sign of right of way. So we'll take that one first. Then the signal of the precedenza, look at the signal here. This 40, this one. So anytime you see this very signal like this, just know this is direct precedenza, give right of way. Give right of way. Then, and giving right of way, it means you have, when you get to the junction, give right of way to your give right of way to vehicles coming from the right and vehicles coming from the left with this very signal. But mind you, this signal does not say, it does not oblige you or it does not mandate you that when you get to the junction you must stop. No. It only says when you get to the junction, look at your right and your left. If vehicles are coming, give them the right of way to pass before you can go. But if you get to the junction and you do not find any car coming from your right or your left, you can go. So you don't need to stop. Then, if you see this very one, this let me use a clear one. Okay, sorry. It's the same thing. So then if you see on top of the signal, if there is an integration panel, this integration panel that carries 320 meters. So if they attach this integration panel to this signal, it means after 320 meters, before you get to the junction, you will see the main signal, direct precedenza. So this one that carries 320 meters along with the signal, it means notice, which is pre-aviso, the direct precedenza, notice of give right of way. notice. And this one, you will see this one first before you meet the main one, which is direct precedence at the junction, just like this. Look at this very road. Look at the notice one is at the back at 320 meters. So after 320 meters, when you get to the junction, then you will see the main one, direct precedence at the junction. Then let's go to the main lesson. So this signal is direct precedence and give right of way at destra a at sinistra. So give right of way to the right and to the left. So let's enter the lesson. Posto in prospetto dall'incrocio su strada che non gode del diritto di precedenza. So this signal is placed next to a junction that does not, che non gode, no. So that does not have the right of way. Strada secondari, so the secondary road. Prescrive di direct precedenza a veicoli provenienti sia da destra che da sinistra. So this signal prescribed to give right of way to vehicles arriving from the right and from the left. Perde la sua efficacia quando sia in funzione le semaforo a 3 luci. So this signal can lose its efficiency when there is traffic light functioning, when there is a traffic light that has 3 lights functioning. Mentre high valore quando funziona la luce gialla lampeggiante. So this signal can come back to effect. It can come back to its normal form of effect if the traffic light has yellow flashing light. Luce gialla lampeggiante. If the traffic light have yellow flashing light, that means the traffic light is not functioning. But if it is functioning, that means it has the 3 complete lights functioning. So for that very reason, if the traffic light is functioning, you don't need this signal anymore. But if the traffic light has only yellow, luce gialla lampeggiante, yellow flashing light, that means you need only the signal because the traffic light is not functioning. Then, se puoi anche trovarsi sulla rampe di raccordo. So you can still find this very signal at the connection per le menzioni in autostrada, so at the connection to enter into autostrada, so così the acceleration, so the acceleration lane. So you can find this very signal at the junction of the acceleration lane before you can enter into the highway. Then look at what they are trying to say. Look at the junction of the highway here. If you see this very car coming from the right, you will see the signal there. So the signal is there. So is this one that they have here, this one here, and the signal there. So when this vehicle get to this very junction, it will stop, give right of way to these vehicles on the main street before it can go. Then, sulle strade extraurbana viene proceduto da segnali di preavviso di dare precedenza. So this very signal, if it is placed on the Asket road, it can be ahead of the one they will notify you first, because there is one. The one at 320 meters, the one that carry the panel, this one that has the panel. So if it is placed on the strada extraurbana secondary, on the secondary road, the Asket road, that means the one you will first of this, that means this very signal, this direct precedence, you will see it ahead of this very pre-avisio, which is the one that carries the 320 meters. So the one that carries the 320 meters is the pre-avisio, the direct precedence, which is notice to give right of way. So they are notifying you in advance that after 320 meters, you will get to the junction where you will find this very signal, give right of way. Then, then they continue, moderare particolarmente la velocità, so moderate in particular the velocity. E l'occorrenza fermarsi and, if necessary, stop. Per dare la precedenza to give right of way ai veicoli che circolano su strada che si incrocia. So moderate the velocity and, if necessary, stop to give right of way to vehicles coming from the road that you are about to enter. Provenienti da sinistra, da destra che da sinistra, so vehicles that are coming from the right or from the left. Non occorre fermarsi. So listen to this very part very well, please, guys. Listen to this very part very well. So, non occorre fermarsi all'incrocio. So you don't need to stop at the junction. Se rallentando si hai modo di vedere che non vi sono veicoli in arrivo. So you don't need to stop. If you get to the junction and you slow down, in a way you are not seeing any vehicle arriving, so you don't need to stop. Sia da destra che da sinistra. So whether from the left or from the right. So if you don't see any vehicle arriving, you don't need to stop. Impone l'uso di massimo prudenza ai fini di evitare incidenti. So it obliges, this signal still obliges us to use a greater caution So at least to avoid the accident. So if you don't even see cars coming, so you have to be very careful when you are proceeding with caution, so that in any way you can see avoid accident. Very, very important. Then let's take the pictures one after another. So look at the first so look at the first picture, the first one. Prevale con luce gialla lampeggiante. So if you look the first traffic light and it has yellow flashing light. So if the traffic light has yellow flashing light like this, that means the traffic light is not working. It's good as nothing. So what you need to do, you need to look to the signal. This is direct precedence. That is why they said prevale, which means it prevails. Now it prevails over the traffic light because the traffic light is not functioning. Prevale, it prevails over this traffic light. Con luce gialla lampeggiante. So if the traffic light is of a yellow flashing light, that means this signal will prevail. It will now come into effect. Then si annulla, so it can be cancelled. Con semaforo in funzione, so this signal can be cancelled with the traffic light in function. Look at the traffic light now has the three complete light working. So the signal can be cancelled because now you have to look to the traffic light. So look at the picture here, the yellow flashing light. Look at the yellow flashing light at this very traffic light. So if it is luce gialla lampeggiante, that means it's not no use the traffic light. So you have to look to the signal. Then vale quando semaforo funziona a luce gialla lampeggiante. So the signal is valid when the traffic light is with a yellow flashing light. So you have to look to the signal. Si trova anche sulle rampe di raccordo per emissione in autostrada. So you can still find this very signal, this direct precedenza at the connection, which is the the acceleration lane to enter into the highway. You can still find it at the junction there. Then moderare particolare la velocità. So you have to moderate in particular the velocity. E al correnza fermarsi. So you have to moderate in particular the velocity, and if necessary you stop, because if you don't moderate your velocity, when you get to the junction and you find this very signal, if you see cars coming, just like this very picture now, this white car now, he moderates his velocity. So now he's stopping at the stopping line, especially the arrest, he's stopping at the stopping lines now, giving right of way to this car coming from his left. So you have to moderate the velocity. So, and if necessary, stop. Then non occorre fermarsi se rallentando. So you don't need. So it's not necessary to stop. Se rallentando è modo di vendere che non arrivo veicoli. So you don't need to stop if you slow down and you see in any way that vehicles are not arriving. So you don't need to stop. You just have to go. So I just finished the lesson now. So our next lesson now will be this one. So let me go and take some quiz on this very one. This direct precedenza and the pre-avviso di direct precedenza. So let's go and take some question and answer. Very, very important. Because that is the only way we can understand. So our first question. Il segnale raffigurato su strada extraurbana. So this very sign figure on the Ascot Road, strada extraurbana, è preceduto da segnale di preavviso di direct precedenza. So this signal is ahead, preceduto is ahead, the segnale preavviso is ahead of the signal notice of give right of way. Preavviso di direct precedenza, and it's true. So this signal is ahead of the signal preavviso di direct precedenza, because the preavviso, you will find the preavviso 320 meters before you get to the junction, and you will see this very one. So this one is ahead of the preavviso. That is why you hear this very word preceduto mean ahead. Da segnale di preavviso, so is ahead of the notice of right of way. Number 2. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, si trova sulle così di accelerazione. So this sign figure can still be found on the acceleration lane per emettersi in autostrada. The acceleration lane to enter into the highway, and it's true. Number 3. Il segnale raffigurato. Sorry, guys. Okay, number 3. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, è posto di norma. So this sign figure is placed normally at 150 metri prima de incrocio. So this sign figure is placed normally 150 meters before the junction. Is false. It's false. The signal is at the junction, just exactly the junction is there. Number 4, in presenza di segnale raffigurato in the presence of this sign figure, non occorre fermarsi, so you don't need to, it's not necessary to stop. All'incrocio, you don't need to, it's not necessary to stop at the junction. Se relatando, so if you slow down, se hai modo di vedere, so in any way, if you see, che non visiono veicolo, so in any way, if you see that vehicles, say vehicles, if vehicle in arrivo sia that this as sinistra. So you don't need to stop when you slow down in any way and you see that vehicles are not arriving from the right or the left, and it's true. So you don't need to stop. So number 5. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure obbliga a dare precedenza. So this sign figure, it obliges us to give right of way ai veicoli provenienti sia da destra che da sinistra. So this sign figure, it obliges us to give right of way to vehicles arriving sia da destra che da sinistra. So this sign figure, it obliges us to give right of way to vehicles arriving from the right or from the left, and it's true. Number 6. In presenza di segnale raffigurato, in the presence of this sign figure, è obbligatorio dare la precedenza. So in the presence of this sign figure, it is obligations mandatory to give right of way a sinistra. So it's mandatory to give right of way to the left, solo ai tram, to the left, solo only to the tram. I vehicle in service di emergency. So this sign figure, it mandates us to give right of way only to the tram and the service, the emergency vehicles. No, it's false. Number 7. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure preannuncia di moderare particolarmente la velocità a colonnezza fermarsi. So this sign figure is announcing us for us to it's telling us to moderate in particular the velocity and if necessary stop, and it's true. Because necessary stop is that maybe when you saw a vehicle coming, so you can stop, slow down, moderate the velocity so that you can be able to stop when you see vehicle coming, and it's true. Number 8. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure lungo le autostrade, so along the autostrada, viene posto distanza maggiore di 150 metri. So along autostrada, this signal is placed at a distance of 150 meters. Is false. Number 9. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure viene posto su strada secondaria. So this sign figure is placed on the secondary road che non ha diritto di precedenza. So this signal is placed on the secondary road that does not have the right of way, and it's true. Che non ha that does not have il diritto di precedenza, does not have the right of way, and it's true. Number 10. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure obbliga a fermarsi. So this sign figure, it obliges us to stop prima de impegnare incrocio. So this sign figure, it obliges us to stop before we can engage the junction. No, it's false. Why are you stopping? When you get to the junction, you see cars, you look your left and right, cars are not coming. Why are you stopping? Number 11. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure si trova solo su strada urbana. So this sign figure can only be found on the city road. No, it's false. Number 12. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure comporta di dare la precedenza. So this sign figure entails us to give right of way ai veicoli circolari su strada che si incrocia. So this sign figure, it entails us, also it tells us to give right of way to vehicles coming from the road that we're about to come across, and it's true. Number 13. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure può essere preceduto di segnali di diritto di precedenza. So this sign figure can be ahead of the signal right of way. No. Diritto di precedenza, no, is false. Diritto di precedenza is another signal. Dare precedenza is this very one we are learning now. So guys, don't confuse, okay? Don't let them confuse you. So this one is false because of diritto di precedenza. Number 14. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure è impiegato su strada che godono di diritto di precedenza. So this sign figure is placed on a road che godono that have diritto di precedenza. So this signal is placed on a road that have right of way. No, it's false. A road that have right of way, they don't place this signal on the road that have right of way. 15. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure è un segnale di precedenza. So this sign figure is a right of way signal, and it's true. Number 16. Il segnale raffigurato di sign figure è un segnale generico di pericolo. So this sign figure is a generic dangerous signal. No, it's false. which is a group of dangerous groups. No, it's false. So let me correct it, guys. So you can see everything is very, very clear. Everything is very, very clear. So this one is video. It's not our normal life lesson. So you can always pause, rewind, understand before you continue. So let me check if there's another question. Yeah, there's another question again. So our next question. La prescription is nearly raffigurato. So the prescription of this very signal, say abbinato ad un semaforo. So if they attach this very signal to a traffic light, vale quando il semaforo funzione. So it is valid if the traffic light is in function. A luce gialla lampeggiante. So this signal is valid if the traffic light is have only yellow flashing light. Yes, and it's true. So for example, they attach the very signal to a traffic light, and the traffic light, you find out that only the yellow flashing light is working. So you don't have to look to the traffic light anymore. So you have to look to the signal, and it's true. Number 7. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, pronuncia di arrestare. So this sign figure is announcing us to stop prima di impegnare incrocio. So this sign figure is announcing us or telling us to stop before we can engage the junction. Prima di impegnare incrocio, before we can engage the junction. No, it's false. Number 3. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, obbligo a dare la precedenza. So this sign figure obliges us to give right of way ai veicoli che circolano su strada che su cui si emette. So this sign figure, it obliges us to give right of way to vehicles circulating on the road we are about to enter. And it's true. It's true. Because the road you are giving the right of way to the vehicles coming from the right and the left is the road you are about to enter. So you have to, this very signal obliges us to give right of way to the vehicles coming from the road we're about to enter, and it's true. Number 4. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, lungo le autostrada, so along autostrada, viene posto a distanza a 150 metri. So along autostrada is placed 150 meter. Dell'area di servizio is placed 150 meters from the service area. No, it's false. Number 5. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, può essere preceduto di preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza. So this sign figure can be placed ahead of preavviso di fermarsi, ahead of the notice of stop. Notice of stop and give right of way. No, it's false. Number 6. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, si trova sulle rampe di raccordo di emersione in autostrada. So this sign figure can be found at the connection, which is the acceleration lane. Per emettersi in autostrada, the acceleration lane to enter into the highway, is true. Number 7. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, si trova solo su strada extraurbana. So this sign figure can only be found on the Asket road. No, it's false. Number 8. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, impone l'uso delle massimo prudenza a fine di evitare incidente. So this sign figure, it obliges us to use a greater caution at least to avoid accident, and it's true. Number 9. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, è un segnale di prescrizione. Yes, so this signal is a prescription sign, and it's true. So let's correct it and see. So guys, just take the video slow and steady, understand before you continue. So let me check if there's another question. So guys, look at the integration panel that carries 320 meters attached to the signal. That means, seeing this very one, it means this one is preavvisio di dare precedenza, which is notice to give right of way. So it means after 320 meters, when you get to the junction, you will meet the signal dare precedenza. So when you get there, just look to your right and to your left. If vehicles are coming, give them the right of way before you can go. So let's go to the question. In presenza del segnale raffigurato, so in the presence of this sign figure, è obbligatorio fermarsi al prossimo incrocio. So in the presence of this sign figure, it is mandatory to stop at the next junction. No, it's false. It's not mandatory. Reach the junction, look your right and your left. Vehicles are coming, give the right of way. If vehicles are not coming, you can go. It's not mandatory to stop. Number 2. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, pronuncia la distanza del prossimo segnale di stop. So this sign figure is announcing the distance from the next signal stop. No, it's false. Number 3. Il segnale raffigurato, this sign figure, poi pronuncia un incrocio a T. So this sign figure can be announcing a junction of T. in cui bisogna dare la precedenza. So this kind of figure can be announcing a junction of T in which we need to give right of way, and it's true. The reason is this: when you get to the junction, looking your right and your left, this very road now is just a form of T. This junction is a form of T. The vehicles coming from your right and your left. So this very road is this very road are in form of T. This very junction is a form of T, and it's true. Number 4, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure indica la distanza da incrocio in cui dobbiamo dare la precedenza. So this sign figure is indicating the distance from the junction in which we have to give right of way. And it's true, because the distance you have to travel 320 meters before you will get to the junction where you will give right of way, and it's true. Number 5, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure è un preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza. So this sign figure is a notice of stop and give right of way. No, it's false. Not preavviso di fermarsi, no. Number 6, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure è un preavviso di dare precedenza sia da destra che da sinistra. Yes. So this sign figure is notice of give right of way to the right and to the left, and it's true. Number 7, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure pronuncia di rallentare per poter fermarsi. So this sign figure is announcing or telling us to slow down and be ready to stop. Se vi sono veicoli qui bisogna dare precedenza. So it's true. So this sign figure is announcing or telling us to slow down and be ready to stop if vehicles are coming. So if we see vehicle and we have to stop and give them right of way. Number 8, il segnale raffigurato è un segnale di prescrizione. Yes. So this sign figure, this signal is a prescription signal. Yes. Number 9, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure pronuncia la successiva presenza di un segnale di dare precedenza. Yes. So this sign figure is announcing the progressive presence of the signal of give right of way, and it's true. Number 10, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure è posto su una strada che non ha diritto di precedenza. Yes. So this sign figure is placed on a road that does not have right of way. Che non ha diritto di precedenza. So they place this signal on a road that don't have right of way. Number 11, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure pronuncia un incrocio in cui vale le regole di dare precedenza ai solo a destra. So this sign figure is announcing a junction in which means regulated to give right of way only to vehicles coming from the right. It's false. Number 12, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure indica la distanza da incrocio. So this sign figure is indicating the distance from the junction in cui dovremo obbligatorio fermarsi. So this sign figure is indicating the distance from the junction in which we have to mandatory stop. It's false, not mandatory stop. Number 13, il segnale raffigurato this sign figure pronuncia la presenza di un semaforo a 3 luci a 320 metri. No. So this sign figure is announcing the presence of a traffic light that is placed at 320 meters. No, it's false. It's false. They are very, very simple, guys. They are very, very simple. They are very, very, very simple. The only thing I can show you guys, me that is teaching you today now, study. So you listening to what I'm teaching and understand, you can do the same. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Try and learn and understand. These videos, they are videos, not life lesson. Watch, understand before you continue. Very, very important. So let me check if there's another question on this very dare precedenza. So no, our next lesson will be this stop signal. So I don't want to make the video too long. Guys. Please don't forget again, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, please help me to like the videos, please, and see you in the next lesson. Thank you and bye.